All right, we are here at Scream Zone in the Del Mar Fairgrounds here down in the San Diego area. This is a spot that kind of ties together a Midway and 3 haunted attractions. And also there's like this obstacle course thing that's not up today, so I'm not going to really be speaking about that at all. We're going to focus in on Carnival, House of Horrors, and the Haunted Hayride, and then just talk a little bit about the overall setup here for this experience. Yeah, it's the Running Dead is closed now, and that's a separate, it was a $20 ticket. And I'm interested in what that is and stuff, but for today we're just going to talk about what we are doing here. So first off, this Midway area that connects the attractions and has food and drink, things to see and stuff like that, is all free to get into this area. So kind of nice, because as parents, and there's definitely a lot of kids here. I've seen a lot of parents have come and are kind of hanging out in the Midway, getting a drink or whatever while the kids run around and get scared and all of that. But the things that are charged are the attractions themselves. So for the 3, it's I believe it was $33, and then for the Fast Pass, it works on the Haunted Hayride and the House of Horrors. That's an additional $20, which would definitely come in handy with some of these crazy lines over here that we'll see in a minute. The Great Escape, kind of a fun little side attraction here. It's just $3, and it allows you to solve kind of escape room style to break out of this room. But what's really fun is it's in a cage, so people will get to watch you struggle with these puzzles and things like that. Got a little movie going, Dark Shadows has been showing there, and a variety of other little clips were playing when we first walked in there. Unfortunately, only porta potties. Not surprising for these sorts of outside haunts, but something to plan accordingly if you have issues with using a porta potty. We've got a nice little photo op there, and this is about the age group. Definitely there's lots of teens to preteens. As we walk the lines, you can see lots of kids. We've seen some parents bring in like 3-year-olds in here, seen a lot of screaming kids. Nice little stage area there. They've had performers coming out. They have a monster with a hula hoop kind of doing it's all lit up and kind of doing different dances and things like that. It really has the feel of kind of like a really small version of Dark Harbor, where it's just kind of taking a little slice of it. Nowhere near as themed, definitely, and not as many actors or things like that. But again, the idea of taking multiple attractions and placing around, which is not something we have a lot of here in Southern California. As many haunts as we have, a lot of them are standalones or home haunts or things like that, or big time theme park haunts. And so this is kind of an interesting thing, and especially for San Diego, where you've got Savage House, you've got Balboa, you've got Haunted Hotel. But there isn't much in terms of like a cohesively themed event or just even an entire event at all. So this is kind of a nice option for people here. So over here we got the Haunted Hayride. The Hayride's, your traditional hayride, making your way through the backlot area over there. Not a ton of sets. There's definitely a lot of dead space there, but it's still a fun ride. Really good actors. In general, the acting is quite strong here. Very young, but not so young as like child actors, but definitely like teens, lots of very agile, almost acrobatic in some cases, actors. And we saw several of them on the hayride that were leaping over things. One of the final scenes, the guy jumped up like 3 feet above ground and leapt onto a tree and started shimmying up the tree. At the back here, we've got Carnival. Now, Carnival is not included in the Fast Pass system, so if you're doing that, be ready to just kind of grind away in the line, even if you are a Fast Pass holder. It's kind of neat how it fits in terms of the theming. It's just a traditional, killer clown type maze, and so the fact that it's sitting underneath a big top in this kind of fairgrounds type of a feel. I mean, you've got fair food, you've got the tarps and things like that, and it just kind of makes sense thematically. It just feels like the thing you would expect to see here. House of Horrors is definitely their biggest haunt. I describe it as kind of a mini Reign of Terror, or a baby Reign of Terror, which it doesn't have anywhere near the same footprint. It doesn't have the same level of set design, but it definitely has some good set design, and it has some good space to it. It does a great job of shifting themes, which is really fun. For example, it uses a blackout room, and I'm never a fan of blackout rooms, but I was in this case because the blackout room was just part of many attractions within it. So you go from like an occult leading ceremony, and you've got a dragon bursting through in this other scene, and you've got killer clowns, and it's just changing themes. And so in that case, the blackout room worked really well to kind of change pace. You had some parts that were really bright with the the lights flickering on and off, and it was a good job of changing colors. And again, a lot of exuberant actors that are going all out and doing the best that they can to grab your attention and make you have a good time. You get an idea just of the size of this one. You can see it goes all the way back there. You also get a good idea of the size of the crowd, which is quite large. And so we've heard the line over here for the haunted hayride's about 2 hours now. Not sure about the other ones, and I mean, I don't know that anybody knows for sure how long that line is, but it gives a sense. So yes, a nice spot here for San Diego residents to have something that they can come to and be able to tie these multiple events together into a single evening of event. I mean, you can come out, do a hayride, do 2 haunts, and then grab some food and drink and hang out. With the fast pass, I should say, should clarify, the $20 is giving you 2 times through each of those 2 attractions, fast pass. And there's also a one-time, which is only $10 extra. So you could pay the $33 for your tickets for 3 attractions, and then pay the $10 to fast pass 2 of them. Then you're at $43, and you've got your night of entertainment there. Obviously, the food and drink is, as you would expect, fair pricing. So I mean, it's not going to be cheap. If we're looking over here, what do we got? We got cheeseburger, French fries, $6, shrimp and chips, $13.75, jumbo hot dogs, $7. Nothing surprising there when it's talking about this type of a location. So be ready though, if you are an older haunt fan, such as myself, you will be surrounded by lots and lots of kids and teens, which is just kind of what it is when you have these setups where it's conducive to families coming out. That's just what you're gonna get, families. That said, these are some pretty scary houses. I mean, we do all these houses and we're not, getting scared in them or jumping around or anything like that, but seeing how people are reacting, people are getting big time scares in there, and the actors are quite exuberant and very focused on doing a good job. None of the actors that we came across tonight were calling it in. Now it's opening night, so I guess you could say, well, maybe that's why, and we'll see what they're like on midnight in the middle of October or something. But the actors are doing a really good job to start the season, so I think it's going to be a really good season here at Scream Zone. So fun time here. I'm glad we were able to finally experience it and check it out. Definitely we will think about it. Oh, one last thing. They do not allow photo or videos, and I've never seen a place so diligent about really threatening to take away your phone if you're, having it out during the maze. That said, we did have somebody in front of us in House of Horrors that kept taking flash pictures, and no one did take it away. So I'm not sure how much they do enforce it, but that was actually really kind of nice that they were really on that. So we don't have any photo or videos from inside. They do allow us to schedule a time to come in to do some filming, so maybe we'll take them up on that. But I like that. When we go to Knott's and Universal and Dark Harbor and Six Flags, they allow us to shoot inside. Six Flags this year didn't allow us to use a light on opening night, but everyone else does, and that's that's a tough thing for the other patrons sometimes. So it's actually, I kind of like that rule, and I'm totally okay with that. And maybe we will set up a time to come out here and film them either this year or a future year. So we'll see. All right. Having a good time here at Scream Zone, and with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We'll have lots more talk on our podcast about Scream Zone, all the other haunts. We visited 40 last year. We'll visit many more this year. So find us on iTunes or Stitcher at Parks and Cons to hear more of our thoughts on Scream Zone. All right, until next time, we'll see you online somewhere.